There are three safe roof products to battle ice dams. Ice dams, depending on where they are in the cycle of the ice dam, and depending on weather conditions and so on, is going to determine which of the products ought to be used. The first product that's available that I'll talk about is Ice Dam First Response. This is one that will give you immediate reaction if you need to get through an ice dam in a hurry and relieve the water that's building up behind it. You would use First Response. If you want to open up the breach of the dam a little bit further, you would use our second product, which is called Ice Dam Attack. It's a solid material that you would sprinkle on the roof or pour in a pile behind the ice dam, and it'll take a matter of probably an hour, maybe a little bit longer, to start to work. The third product is the Ice Dam Blaster, which is a sleeve that holds the product in it, and this is a timed release. It'll probably take about a day or more for that to start to act, and under certain conditions that's not even going to be a real good actor, except that it will keep ice dams open when there's water flowing. All of these products are totally green. All of them are safe not only on the roof, but are also safe for vegetation once these products get down off the roof, coming down a downspout or coming off the roof onto flower beds, shrubs, turf areas, and so on. All of these products are totally safe for that. Ice Dam First Response is a liquid material, and it works extremely fast. If you have water running through a ceiling or a wall as a result of ice dams on the roof, what you need to do is breach that dam. You need to give that water an outlet so that it's not trapped up behind the ice dam. First Response will go to work immediately. It'll work its way through an ice dam in a matter of probably 20 minutes to an hour. Works very, very fast, and so it's the first response you ought to have if you're getting damage from an ice dam. It's a liquid, very safe, comes in quart containers, also 1-gallon containers, and in 2.5-gallon containers. Ice Dam Attack is a granular product, and it works at an intermediate speed of the three products that we have. If you have an ice dam, if the ice dam exists on a roof and you need to work through it and want to open up a pretty good opening, the Ice Dam Attack is a good way to go, assuming you don't have water coming in through a ceiling, in which case you'd be using the First Response. The Ice Dam Attack as a granule will work down to temperatures below zero. It can be scattered up on the roof above the ice dam. It can be poured in a pile right behind the ice dam, and in either case it'll work down through the ice dam, and generally will take a matter of several hours in order to effectively cut through the ice dam, but does a very good job of getting through the ice dam. The Ice Dam Blaster is our third step in controlling ice dams on roofs. If this is put on early in the season, roughly in the northern areas around Thanksgiving time, before we start to get snow on the roof, the Ice Dam Blaster should keep ice dams from forming on the roof. Placement is critical, and we'll go through that in just a minute. But the Ice Dam Blaster is a sleeve that comes packaged. It's wrapped in plastic to keep moisture out, and it has instructions on the package. And I'll go through the placement and so on for the Ice Dam Blaster. It's really meant to keep an area open once you have an ice dam opened up. So you can either put it up as a preventative early in the season, or you can put it up after you've opened up an ice dam using either our First Response or our Ice Dam Attack. The Ice Dam Blaster was designed to basically last for a winter. Of course, that depends on the amount of moisture and so on that goes through the Ice Dam Blaster. To understand how to take care of ice dams, first of all you need to understand why ice dams form and then how they can do their damage. An ice dam forms basically when there's a lot of snow on a roof and there's heat coming up through the roof itself. A lot of times you'll have a snow load on the roof and it'll look like there's nothing happening up there, but if you were to dig down through the snow you'd see running water underneath the snow. That running water is happening because the snow is melting. The snow itself is a good insulator, but there's water running underneath it because of insulation issues usually on the roof. Once you have that water running and the water runs down the roof and it hits the gutter or it gets down to that area, the overhang area where it's cold, the water can refreeze again, and once it starts to freeze it'll start to build up, and it can build up a layer that might be a half an inch high, might be an inch or two high, it can be as much as 12 inches or more high, and it actually forms a dam. Then the water that continues to melt gets trapped behind that dam, and in order to find a way out of there, eventually could come down through the shingles and get into the ceiling or walls of the house, causing some real damage. When we're trying to treat ice dams, we're not trying to melt all of that ice that's up there. What we're simply trying to do is breach that dam. We want to get a little bit of an outlet somewhere along the line that water can get out from behind the ice dam. It's not necessary then to get rid of the entire dam. To understand how these products work, all of these products, when they come in contact with that running water, or when they melt down through the snow and ice, will form basically what we would consider to be a brine. And that brine then is going to be something that we would hope would not refreeze and would keep an opening for the water to get out from behind that ice dam. That's why we have three different products. They work at different temperatures and they work at different speeds. There really isn't one answer that fits all. If we use our first response, it's going to act very fast, and it wouldn't give us the longevity that we need. If we use an ice dam blaster, that gives us the longevity, but it may not give us the speed we need. So you may need to use products in combination in order to take care of the problem. When you're placing these products, you want to take a look at where you place them. You need to get them in an area where there's running water, where there's water that's going to be coming down through, particularly the ice dam blaster. As it comes through this black material, it'll dissolve some of the chemical that's inside, and it'll form that brine, and that's what's going to go down and keep your ice dam open and keep basically an ice dam from forming. Now, you have to make sure that you have enough brine, and keep in mind that this brine has got to be able to stay in the liquid state through different temperatures. When it gets really cold out, by that I mean into the sub-zero temperatures, the ice dam blaster brine probably is not going to keep on running. It'll probably refreeze once you get down into the neighborhood of 0 to 5 below. At that point, there's probably a good chance that you're not going to have running water on the roof though either, in which case you're not going to be experiencing damage coming in. But if you do, you can activate it using one of the other two products. You also want to make sure that if you've created an outlet, in other words, you've breached that dam, you want to make sure that you've done that in strategic areas, because if you have the water getting out from back behind the ice dam, you also want to make sure that it'll be able to run down the gutter and get to the downspout and then down off the roof. Or if you have a gutter where the water can get down behind the gutter, that's okay too. But you need the water to be able to get down off the roof. So placing the ice dam blaster or the other two products in a strategic location is something that you need to look at, where you have valleys, where you have a lot of water running, where you have blockage, and that's where you need to place the products.